Hey y'all, and welcome to Politibrawl. My name is Brian, and Katie Porter gets completely roasted by this witness. Her Democrat colleagues try to bail her out, but the damage was already done. Let's dive in.
In 2019, you testified on Representative Cicilline's bill, the assault weapons ban, before Congress. At the 2019 hearing, Representative Jim Jordan asked you if law-abiding people will be less safe to protect themselves if that bill was passed. Do you remember your response?
I have a general idea of what I would have said under that circumstance, but no, I don't remember my specific words.
You said, and I quote, "I think worse than that, sir, you will see millions of otherwise law-abiding citizens become felons overnight."
Yes.
For nothing more than having scary-looking features on firearms. I was
true.
quite surprised by your answer. You read the bill before you came to Congress to testify against it, yes?
If we are referring to the ban on assault weapons?
Correct.
Yes.
So you knew that the bill would allow any gun owner to maintain possession of any semi-automatic assault weapon that was lawfully possessed before the bill became law.
No, so that is the case under that bill. The problem is,
Reclaiming
anytime
my
that is
time.
transferred to anybody
Reclaiming
else,
my time,
that
Madam
now becomes
Chair,
an
would
issue.
you please instruct the witness that the time belongs to me?
If you don't want to hear an answer to my question, I'm not sure
Jen-
what's being asked.
The gentlelady has reclaimed her time.
So you knew that the bill, you said yes in response to my question, that you knew the bill would allow the gun owner to maintain possession of any semi-automatic assault weapon that was lawfully possessed before the bill becomes law. Ms. Swearer, I respect that we have different opinions on Representative Cicilline's assault weapons law, but we cannot have different facts. We have a duty to debate the merits of proposal. You falsely testified under oath.
Would you
that
like
that
the
bill,
explanation of
no,
why
I will
I said
not. I
that?
have not yielded, Ms. Swearer.
Suspend.
Madam Chair, if she's going to ask questions, shouldn't she let the witness have time to
The
answer?
gentleman is not recognized.
You falsely testified under
Madam
oath.
Chair,
I did
point of
not.
order, point of order.
What is the gentleman's point?
I've been
of order?
accused of falsely testifying
She-
under oath,
the-
and I would like to
the-
address it.
The gentlewoman has accused her of perjury. Is she going to hold to that, or are you going to allow the witness to respond to that accusation of criminal conduct?
You have not come forward with a significant point of order. Ms. Porter will continue.
I asked you if that bill was correct, if the bill would allow any gun owner to maintain possession, and you said yes. Yet you testified that the bill would allow people to become felons overnight. Earlier today, you testified that you hoped that this was the last time you testified before Congress. For the sake of our nation and the integrity of this Congress,
I said
do
Congress
too.
after a mass shooting, trying to figure out how to solve a problem that we are all heavily invested in solving.
Ms. Swearer,
That is
I have not
insulting.
Chair, point of order,
asked a
point of order.
question.
How dare you?
Reclaiming my time. How dare you misstate the law?
How dare you
at
ask questions that you
legislation.
do not even want an answer to?
Ms. Swearer, I'm moving on. Would ending the gun industry's immunity put gun manufacturers out of business?
No, it would not.
In the 1990s, lawsuits forced Big Tobacco to pay for the harm they caused by marketing cigarettes. Just last year, Big Pharma agreed to pay $26 billion for communities devastated by opioids.
Madam Chair,
Victims
time's
of gun
expired.
violence also deserve their day in court. They deserve justice. I yield back.
The gentlelady's time is expired.
Madam Chair, I have a point
Madam-
of parliamentary inquiry.
Gentlelady's time
Madam
is
Chair,
expired.
Madam Chair, I have
Gentle-
point of order. Madam Chair, point of order. Again, Ms. Porter accused our witness of perjury. That's a very serious accusation. Accused her of lying before
Madam Chair,
Congress.
the gentleman has not stated a proper
Yeah,
point
I'm
of order.
stating
That is not a proper
the
point of order.
point of order is we just had a member
Gentleman,
of
Not a proper
Congress
point of order, Madam
accuse
Chair.
a witness of perjury and
Cloud.
didn't give
Madam
that
Chair, the
witness
gentleman
time
is
to
not
respond.
stating a
And
proper
it's,
point
you
of
know,
order.
the usual
The
suspect.
gentlelady
Ms.
will
Porter
suspend.
accomplished her
The
goal of getting
gentlelady
her
will
soundbite
suspend. The
on
gentleman from
MSNBC,
Texas,
but
Mr.
we're here
Cloud,
to debate a
is
serious issue.
recognized. Mr. Cloud, you are now recognized.
I can't believe this is happening, but I think we've actually found a real-life version of Dolores Umbridge. If you don't know what that is, and have been able to avoid Harry Potter, good for you, but you need to know who this character is. She is a truly evil person in the Harry Potter series who would torture her students took away all their rights and freedoms, and basically ran point for all the evil characters and the worst parts of their own bureaucracy. Ladies and gentlemen, Katie Porter is literally, and she's even dressing like, Dolores Umbridge. These people give off this evil substitute teacher villain vibes, where they act like they are the most important people in the room. The reality is, the only reason that they're allowed in the schools is because no one else is hiring. All right, there's no one else to hire. She wants that position so she could project her power and her weird fantasies upon the American people. And in this case, in this scenario, I'm specifically using her as a substitute teacher because the principal doesn't like her. The students all know that she's the worst, and her students do nothing but complain about her, but they can't do anything about it because she's got support of the teachers' unions. Katie Porter is an awful person. What is it with California pumping out these terrible, vile Democrat women? Kamala Harris was a nightmare to her own staff as a senator, and then Katie Porter apparently is one of the most toxic members of Congress. What is it with Democrats always talking about empathy, but being the meanest people to work for on Capitol Hill? Go ask the staffers if you ever get an opportunity. Ask which party is easier to work for. Even the Democrat staffers say it's the Republicans. And that's not even talking about the topic of this video. The topic here is what happens when a Democrat-run Congress runs amok and then tries to pass a bill that could quite literally make millions of Americans felons overnight. That was the power of the ATF, and that is the wish list of the Democrat Party. They want to disarm American people because their deepest fear is one day the Democrats will go too far and they'll get people running screaming out of the hills to rip them out of power. All right? They know that they act like they're all acolytes of Robespierre, and what ended up happening to him? This is what leftist revolutionaries do, and they know in their heart of hearts that if they ever lose power, there's a good chance they're going to get prosecuted. Like, Letitia James, who lied about where she actually lived and is now likely going to be criminally indicted. I think the indictment has already happened, as a matter of fact. And now other Democrats, Adam Schiff, claims that he's actually from Maryland. This is fraud. It's like getting Al Capone for tax evasion. We know that he was a terrible, evil monster, but we got him on lower charges because that's all we could prove. That's what's currently happening with the Democrat Party, and they are scared. And good. When you act like Dolores Umbridge, and then your fellow Democrats run point for you. This Chairwoman Maloney, in this case, Chairwoman Baloney, tried to run point and protect this ridiculous woman. All right, Andy Biggs is out there saying, point of order, you just called someone a liar, and basically means that you've committed perjury, which is, by the way, a serious offense. Remember a certain president by the name of William Clinton? Yeah, that guy? They got him on charges for perjury, and he should have been impeached, by the way. Even back then, the Democrats didn't have the spine to do the right thing. That was in the 90s. It's even worse today because they keep on thinking that people like Katie Porter is exactly like the kind of people to run America. Because she acts like a substitute teacher, and Democrats love that. Or at least their primary voters do. Their primary voters love this. I think that's the fundamental problem. Democrats keep on getting found out for wishing some of the most terrible things you could ever wish upon children and other fellow members on the other side. We just had a Virginia Democrat get caught. He's running for Attorney General. He's going to be in charge of the police, and he got caught sending messages to people about how he wished the worst possible things you can wish upon his political opponents and their children. Katie Porter is now being called out because she threw boiling hot mashed potatoes on her husband. She's been called out for screaming at her own staffers because they dared to correct her on a live stream because she said something wrong, but she was in Katie Porter's shot. How dare you ruin my spotlight? This is insane. And Democrat primary voters love this behavior. They love it. Because deep down, they're all little Robespierres running around, hoping to take away your rights in the name of public safety, all while increasing the power of the state and increasing the levels of the reign of terror. Man. Californians, what is wrong with y'all? Is there something in the drinking water? All right? Is there some truth to the fluoride? What is happening? I am stunned we are in this political position, but yet I understand why. I understand why. I hope I've made myself clear in this video, but man, Katie Porter is the modern equivalent of Dolores Umbridge in the flesh. Annoying, mean-spirited, angry all the time, and hating the very people that are trying to stand up for good policy. Like, I don't know, not making millions of Americans felons overnight. Welcome to Clown World, y'all. Hopefully, this clown car will slow down enough so we can get off. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. My name is Brian. Hope you enjoyed that segment here on Politibrawl. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Until then, y'all have a good one.